In a bustling forest at the foothills of the Aravalli range in Rajasthan, there lived a small sparrow named Kuki. With her delicate brown feathers and bright eyes, Kuki was known for her intelligence and cheerful disposition. Despite her small size, she had a heart full of courage and dreams of exploring the world beyond her nest. Kuki lived with her family on a tall neem tree, which offered a panoramic view of the vibrant forest teeming with life. She spent her days fluttering through the branches, singing melodious tunes and collecting twigs and leaves to make her nest cozier. The forest was her home, and she cherished every moment spent there, interacting with various animals and enjoying the natural beauty around her. One day, as Kuki was perched on a branch, enjoying the cool breeze and the golden rays of the setting sun, she overheard a conversation between two mynas. They were discussing the arrival of a new inhabitant in the foresta, massive elephant named Gajraj. He was known for his strength and size and had recently moved into the area with his herd. Kuki's curiosity was piqued. She had never seen an elephant before, and the idea of meeting one excited her. She decided she would find Gajraj the next day and introduce herself. Little did she know this encounter would change her life forever. The next morning, as the sun cast its warm glow over the forest, Kuki flew off in search of Gajraj. She flitted from tree to tree, her eyes scanning the forest floor for any sign of the majestic elephant. After a while, she spotted a large grey figure moving gracefully through the trees. Gajraj was indeed a sight to behold. His enormous size and powerful trunk made him look formidable, but his gentle eyes and slow, deliberate movements suggested a calm and kind nature. As he walked, smaller animals scurried out of his way, but they greeted him with respect and admiration. Kuki gathered her courage and flew down to a lower branch, closer to Gajraj's path. "Hello, Gajraj," she chirped, hoping her voice would carry to the ground. The elephant paused, his large ears flicking as he looked around for the source of the sound. Finally, his gaze landed on the little sparrow perched above him. "Hello there," Gajraj rumbled in a deep, gentle voice. "And who might you be?" "I'm Kuki," she replied, fluttering her wings in excitement. "I live in the neem tree near the river. I've heard a lot about you and wanted to meet you myself." Gajraj smiled, a slow and deliberate expression. "It's nice to meet you, Kuki. What brings you to me today?" Kuki hopped closer, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I just wanted to see for myself the great elephant everyone is talking about. You're quite famous around here." Gajraj chuckled, the sound like distant thunder. "I suppose news travels fast in the forest. I'm just a simple elephant though. I'm glad to be here, and I hope we can all live in harmony." Kuki spent the rest of the morning chatting with Gajraj, learning about his travels and experiences in other forests. She was captivated by his stories and the wisdom he shared. As they talked, Kuki felt a sense of admiration for Gajraj's gentle strength and kind heart. As days turned into weeks, Kuki and Gajraj became unlikely friends. Despite their differences in size and nature, they enjoyed each other's company. Gajraj appreciated Kuki's lively spirit and curiosity, while Kuki admired Gajraj's wisdom and calm demeanor. However, not all was well in the forest. A drought had settled over the region, causing the rivers to shrink and the vegetation to wither. The animals were beginning to struggle, and tensions ran high as they competed for the dwindling resources. One day, as Kuki and Gajraj were resting by the river, they noticed a group of animals gathered nearby, arguing loudly. The monkeys, deer, and rabbits were all vying for a small patch of grass, their voices filled with desperation. Gajraj watched the scene with concern. "This drought is affecting us all," he said, his voice tinged with sadness. "If we don't find a solution soon, things will only get worse." Kuki nodded, her heart heavy with worry. We have to do something, Gajraj. We can't let our forest fall into chaos. Determined to help, Kuki and Gajraj decided to call a meeting of all the animals in the forest. They hoped that by coming together, they could find a way to share the resources and support each other through the difficult times. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the forest, the animals gathered in a clearing. There was an air of tension and uncertainty, but also a glimmer of hope. Gajraj stood at the center, his presence commanding respect and attention. Kuki perched on his shoulder, ready to help facilitate the discussion. "My friends," Gajraj began, his voice deep and resonant, "we are facing a difficult time. The drought has affected us all, and it is important that we come together to find a solution." The animals listened intently as Gajraj spoke, nodding in agreement. Kuki could see the concern in their eyes, but also a willingness to work together. "We need to find ways to share the resources we have," Gajraj continued. "Perhaps the larger animals can help the smaller ones by providing shade or bringing water from the deeper parts of the river." A monkey raised his hand, speaking up with a suggestion. "We could take turns at the water sources, ensuring everyone gets a fair share." A deer added, "And maybe we could work together to dig a new water hole. If we all contribute, it might provide some relief." Kuki felt a surge of hope as the animals began to brainstorm and collaborate, sharing ideas and solutions. It was clear that, despite their differences, they were willing to put aside their individual needs for the greater good of the forest. With a plan in place, the animals set to work. The elephants, led by Gajraj, used their strength to dig a new water hole, while the monkeys and birds helped by carrying water from the river in leaves and shells. The deer and rabbits focused on finding and sharing patches of grass, ensuring that everyone had enough to eat. Kuki flitted around, encouraging her fellow animals and helping wherever she could. She was amazed by the determination and resilience of the forest community, and she felt proud to be part of such a united effort. As the days passed, the situation in the forest began to improve. The new water hole provided much needed relief, and the animals grew closer, forming bonds of friendship and trust. They learned to rely on one another, realizing that by working together, they could overcome even the toughest challenges. Kuki and Gajraj watched the transformation with satisfaction. Their efforts had brought the forest back from the brink of chaos, and they had shown that even the smallest creatures could make a big difference. As the drought finally came to an end and the rains returned, the forest flourished once more. The trees were lush and green, and the rivers flowed with fresh, clear water. The animals celebrated their hard-won victory, grateful for the strength and unity they had discovered within themselves. Kuki and Gajraj remained close friends, their bond strengthened by the challenges they had faced together. They often reflected on the lessons they had learned, that kindness, cooperation, and empathy were the keys to overcoming adversity. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Kuki and Gajraj sat together under the neem tree. The forest was alive with the sounds of laughter and joy, a testament to the resilience of its inhabitants. "Thank you, Gajraj, for your wisdom and leadership," Kuki said, her voice filled with gratitude. "I've learned so much from you." Gajraj smiled, his eyes twinkling with warmth. "And I've learned from you, Kuki. You've shown me the power of courage and determination, even in the smallest of creatures." Together, they watched as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, knowing that their friendship and the unity of the forest would endure for generations to come. The tale of the elephant and the sparrow became a cherished story, passed down through the forest as a reminder of the strength that comes from working together and the magic that can be found in the most unexpected friendships. If you like the story, then subscribe, share, and press the bell icon of the channel for more interesting stories.